Did you know that there could be unclaimed money just waiting for you in Maryland's state treasury? In the next few minutes, we'll show you exactly how to find out if you have unclaimed assets, step by step, even if you're a complete beginner. Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us, because today we are diving into a topic that literally sounds like a modern-day treasure hunt.
And honestly, that's exactly what it is. We're talking about lost assets and how you can track down what rightfully belongs to you. It's actually incredibly common. Nationwide, nearly 1 in 10 people have unclaimed assets just sitting in government hands, and most of them have absolutely no idea.
To give you a sense of the sheer scale here in Maryland, since 2023, a staggering $264 million has been returned to its rightful owners. I mean, that is a massive amount of capital flowing back into people's pockets. But get this, the state currently holds over 1.5 million individual accounts that still remain unclaimed. So the odds are pretty high that someone you know, or hey, maybe even you, has a piece of that pie.
Here is the roadmap for our explainer today. We'll start with number 1, the unclaimed property basics. Then 2, what counts as unclaimed. Followed by 3, searching for your funds. After that, we'll cover 4, how to file a claim, look at 5, fraud prevention and tips, and wrap up with 6, resources and next steps.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the unclaimed property basics. Understanding the state's custodial system. So what does it actually mean when the state takes hold of your money?
Well, the core concept here is called custodial escheatment. Now, I know that sounds like complicated legal jargon, but it's actually fantastic news for you. Under Title 17 of Maryland's Commercial Law article, the state acts as a perpetual trustee of abandoned, intangible property. Perpetual is the key word there. It brilliantly means Maryland holds these funds with absolutely no statute of limitations. Whether it takes 2 years or 50 years, the rightful owner or their legitimate heirs can always recover what is theirs. The state never permanently absorbs it to block your claim.
However, it's totally vital to know exactly which agency is holding your money. See, most general assets, things like bank accounts, dividends, wages, and insurance payouts, those go to the Comptroller's Unclaimed Property Division. But if you have an uncashed check issued directly by a state agency, like a tax refund or vendor payment, that is handled completely separately by the Maryland State Treasurer's Office. Knowing this distinction is going to save you from a totally unproductive hunt in the wrong database.
Moving right along to Section 2, what counts as unclaimed? Identifying dormant assets. How exactly do these funds become dormant in the very first place?
Basically, businesses and banks can't just hand your money over to the state the minute they lose track of you. They have to wait out a strict statutory dormancy period. For wages, savings accounts, and dividends, they become unclaimed after 3 years of inactivity. Virtual currency, that requires 5 years of dormancy. Traveler's checks take a full 15 years. And keep in mind that physical properties, things like real estate, boats, and cars, they are entirely exempt. They do not count as unclaimed property under this specific system.
Also, keep in mind that local jurisdictions execute their own protocols before escalating anything to the state level. For example, the Montgomery County Treasury looks for outstanding property tax refunds that are 4 or more years old, and they send local notices first. Similarly, Towson University holds lost physical items for 12 months, giving the original finder a 30-day priority window to claim it before they liquidate it and send the proceeds to the state.
All right, Section 3, searching for your funds, navigating the databases. Knowing how to actually find your money is the crucial next step.
And the good news, the state has made this incredibly user-friendly. Your primary starting point is the claimitmd.gov portal. Just type in your last name or your business name. If you get way too many results, you can easily refine your search by adding your city, zip code, or a specific property ID if you have one. I highly recommend trying different variations of your name, including maiden names. Oh, and if you've lived in other states, definitely use missingmoney.com, which integrates Maryland's data with a nationwide database.
Now, the state doesn't just sit back and wait for you to log on. They actually conduct really aggressive public notice campaigns. They publish annual lists in local newspapers and send out targeted quarterly postcards to last known addresses. If you get one of those postcards, it usually has a unique property ID you can plug right into the website. Plus, anyone can formally request a complete downloaded list of owners by mailing a letter and a simple $4 processing fee directly to the Baltimore office.
Which brings us to Section 4, how to file a claim, the recovery process. Because identifying the money is really only half the battle. Now you actually have to prove it's yours.
To initiate the recovery, you'll need the unique claim ID assigned to your property.
Back in 2023, the Comptroller's Office dramatically streamlined this whole thing by moving the Form COT ST912 to the digital Maryland one-stop portal. You can submit your entire claim electronically, though paper forms mailed to Baltimore are still totally accepted. Once submitted, the Unclaimed Property Unit generally processes claims within a 60 to 90 business day window.
Because this is a legal ownership recovery, the verification process is pretty rigorous. You absolutely must provide a government-issued photo ID like a driver's license, alongside an official document showing your social security number or your business FEIN. If you're claiming for a deceased relative, you'll need certified death certificates or estate papers. And a quick pro tip, if you're uploading these to the one-stop portal, pay strict attention to the file rules. File names must be under 100 characters, unpassworded, and closely cropped to remove any white borders.
Now, there is one super important caveat to keep in mind regarding your final payout. Under recent legislative changes, specifically Senate Bill 276 and House Bill 687, the state actually repealed the requirement to pay interest on interest-bearing property or auction proceeds. What this means for you is that you'll recover the exact base amount of the property held, but the state is no longer going to pay you any additional interest for the time it sat in their custody.
Let's transition to Section 5, Fraud Prevention and Tips, Protecting Yourself from Predatory Practices. Unclaimed property is a massive magnet for scammers who are hoping to exploit your excitement.
You really must know how to spot the difference between legitimate state outreach and a scam. The state reaches out via official postcards or newspaper ads, and all of their services are completely free. Scammers, on the other hand, will send you unsolicited text messages or make aggressive phone calls demanding upfront processing fees via wire transfers or gift cards. Please remember, the Comptroller's Office will literally never call you to demand a credit card number over the phone.
Luckily, Maryland law does provide some powerful consumer protections against commercial asset locators. See, some shady companies will try to charge you a hefty percentage fee just to tell you where your money is. Under Title 17, any contract to pay a locator fee is legally unenforceable if the property has been in state custody for less than 24 months. This effectively stops predators from charging you for something you could have easily found yourself for free on claimantmd.gov.
Senior citizens are frequently targeted by these awful phishing schemes. To combat this, Maryland established Project SAFE, which stands for Stop Adult Financial Exploitation. It equips families, financial institutions, and healthcare workers with the tools to spot and report elder abuse. If you ever suspect a vulnerable adult is being exploited regarding alleged unclaimed property, you should immediately report it to Adult Protective Services or use the statewide hotline.
Finally, we have Section 6, Resources and Next Steps, where to go from here. Let's wrap things up by focusing on how you can proactively manage your assets going forward.
The absolute best way to deal with unclaimed property is to prevent it from happening in the first place. Set a recurring annual calendar reminder to search claimantmd.gov. Always ensure your mailing address is up to date with your bank and insurance providers, and definitely keep your account beneficiaries current. Oh, and if you ever get stuck during a claim, the Unclaimed Property Division is highly accessible. You can reach them via email at unclaim@marylandtaxes.gov or by calling their Baltimore office at 410-767-1700.
Before we completely wrap up, please take a quick moment to keep this in mind. The information presented in this explainer is intended for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal or financial advice. Please consult with a qualified professional for specific guidance related to your personal situation.
With millions of dollars sitting in the state treasury at this very moment, what hidden funds might your family uncover today? I highly encourage you to open a new tab right now, head over to the state portal, and run a quick search for your name, your parents' names, and your business. You might just find a wonderful surprise waiting for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy hunting out there.